quite weird, this, isn't it?
It's very strange.
Yeah.
Very weird. I excited.
Yeah.
To be in this room.
What's it like to be? Finally, you've made it to the big leagues.
Yeah, massive. This is the biggest podcast I've ever done.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Correct.
Yeah.
I know, you've done Parenting How, haven't you?
Yeah.
But the best one with any integrity.
Hi, I'm Tom Davis, idiot and philanthropist. And today I'm on the Romesh Ranganathan show.
It's the Romesh Ranganathan show.
Oh, shut up, Romesh.
Okay, let's do your intro. My guest today is an actor, comedian, and writer. By the way, you're allowed to, if you don't like this, feel free to speak up.
No, I hate these.
My guest today is an actor, comedian, and writer who created and starred in the BAFTA-winning Murder in Successville and the BBC sitcom King Gary. He's appeared in Plebs, Bad Education and The Curse, and made the leap to the big screen in Paddington 2 and Wonka alongside Olivia Colman and Timothy Chalamet. Now he's bringing his stand-up show Spud Gun to a city near you. He's the wolf to my owl. Is Big Tom D. Tom Davis, everybody!
Thank you, sir.
Come on.
It's very strange you doing that.
It's the first time I'm interviewing you.
Yes.
Sexy, isn't it?
It's very cool. Yeah.
I don't know how this episode's going to be. Not because of you, but just because it's the different
Yeah,
dynamic.
I'm used to sort of asking you questions back.
Easy. So,
Do I need to stay in my lane?
well, it's just you're the interviewee now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to come up with your little flights of fancy that you do on the Wolf and Owl.
Oh, I'm gonna
You're
lay
sat
back.
differently.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
my interview pose. This is how I pose. When
We want to get deep.
Yeah,
We want to get into it.
I've seen some of these. You do get deep.
Yeah. We'd
You-
love to clip up you crying if we can.
Yeah, go real Steve Bartlett.
I don't know how. Talk about Judge Romesh.
Very fun memories of that.
Yeah. Okay, now we've got your present.
Cool.
Now, one of the presents you're not going to be able to enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway,
This looks amazing.
just there's lots of stuff in there.
Do I go through it now?
Yeah.
Kebab style crunchy chips X-cut. Wow, these are incredible.
Yeah.
These are
Okay.
I've had these before. They're delicious.
Keep going.
I can imagine what you're like on Christmas morning.
What's that mean?
Just fucking hurry up, come on.
Well, you'll have to imagine. We're never going to spend Christmas together.
That'd be lovely. What's it?
That's slightly unfortunate you've brought that out straight after those, Chris. But anyway,
Temp spike, true wireless. Wow, a meat thermometer.
it's a wireless meat thermometer.
Fuck it.
Do you know how many of your meat thermometers you got that are wired?
All of the other ones.
Well,
I've
this
got.
one is completely wireless.
Wow, that is a beautiful bit. I can't open it.
Yeah, but you don't have to open it.
Yeah,
for
that's
me.
a
But that's
beautiful- that's
a
a nut.
meat thermometer.
This is
Do you
the
think you'll hold on before you carry on? Do you think you'll have? Well, is that something you'd use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually haven't got. Does that work on human beings as well?
I don't think you can use it to diagnose.
Wow, but a secret burger sauce flavour. I've never had these before.
Okay.
The NFL special.
Yeah.
They'll probably be worth some money in some time.
Yeah, to some sort of sad fucks.
Mate,
in the
have
UK
you
that
not
watch
seen
the
the?
NFL.
Have you not seen the Pokemon thing where the guy he's got one of these little corn puffs that looks like a Pokemon, sold it in America for it's an insane amount of
Yeah,
money.
the problem is I'm so desperate to reply in the way that I would do on the Wolf and Owl. Unfortunately, I have to show you respect because you're the guest. Yeah, that sounds good.
Don't show me too much respect. Cats. Oh, okay. This is what I can't have now.
What's
Katsu Koei. That's going to
Okay.
go right through me at the moment. I mean, to be fair, all those crisps.
yeah?
At the moment, the crisps I can have a plate. This is almost like you know when you ran the marathon.
Yeah.
And you were looking forward to having a big snack.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Jesus. Oh, prawn crackers. No, I think I could probably have these actually.
Okay.
I can have these now.
Do you want them now? Well,
might have
just
to-
can you get the other bag?
Is that the one that you're really looking forward to?
No, but I just want to see if you know what we've done, and I also want to check that we've done it correctly.
And I know what you've done. Wow.
What
I
do
know
you think we've
exactly
done?
what you've done. That's very clever. The Big Five.
It is the Big Five.
Wow, that's fucking. I've just got
We've
that's
done
for-
the
in
Big
crisps.
Five for Chris. We thought
Wow.
it would be bad to do the Big Five in reality.
Yeah.
and actually based on.
We should do that on the Wolf and Owl, the Big
yeah,
Five.
yeah. All right,
that's
stop,
really
stop.
amazing.
You don't. We'll talk about your
We
other podcast
need-
in a bit.
Yeah.
But what? So can you just explain for anybody that doesn't know what the Big Five is?
The Big Five is in a day you have to do a McDonald's, a KFC,
Yeah. So we've got the burger, the
chicken,
yeah,
Chinese takeaway, Indian, and a pizza,
yeah.
a curry and a pizza.
I don't know if we have done that. Curry.
You've got a kebab instead of the. To be fair, you could do it. You could.
fuck.
Heads are gonna roll.
As soon as you said KFC, I was like, fuck.
I felt bad for you, but
Yeah.
you've done a kebab instead, which, to be fair, is actually probably healthier in a KFC.
Yeah, I guess if
You
you're
could take the
if you're doing Big Five and you're thinking I don't want to go too far,
Yeah.
here's a little health tip for you: swap out the KFC for a kebab.
Salad in it.
Yeah, salad.
Salad, a little bit of spice, bit of garlic.
Yeah.
So I've done that. I've done it twice in my life.
My kids are really into KFC at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, boneless banquet.
Man, that is. I love a bonus banquet.
Yeah, they're very.
It's a beautiful thing.
So anyway, enjoy at some point.
I will. Yeah. I devour those. I've sort of got a bit of a hankering to have a prawn cracker at some point, but
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of podcasts recently, haven't you?
yeah.
I mean, obviously you did the Wolf for Now,
Yeah.
which is
Still.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But you've been doing a lot of interviews. You've done. I don't know if it'll have come out by the time this comes out, but probably Dish.
Yeah.
You've done another episode of Parenting Hell,
Yeah.
which I believe on the Wolf and Owl, your partner Romesh Ranganathan, who you do that podcast with, was slightly aggrieved that you had given away so many juicy details.
Yes.
On
He was
Parenting Hell.
furious.
Yeah.
As is his way. He's very.
What is it like working with Romesh?
He's
'Cause
very possessive.
a lot of people sort of didn't know that you were such close friends, but actually the dynamic that you two have got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Sort of talk to us about that a little bit.
He is very possessive and very clingy. It can be quite suffocating.
Do you find it difficult to breathe because of the way that he's put you on his back and carried you through?
Yeah, I'd be nothing without Romesh.
It's sort of like the elevated success that the podcast provides alongside the live shows. Do you find that suffocating?
Yeah.
Or does it give you oxygen, particularly to your mortgage payments?
It certainly helps with the mortgage payments. I would say, yeah, I don't think I'd be here now if it wasn't for Romesh Ranganathan and helping me along the way. I think he's an extraordinarily affluent and wealthy human being.
Okay, that's
Who helps out people along the way where he's a bit like Batman. in a
Right.
way, yeah. But instead of like say
by which you mean sort of when somebody commits a crime,
I feel like
he punishes the poor without really looking to the real sort of reasons that they've fallen into those circumstances.
I'd
Yeah, I
say
get
that I'd be his Alfred.
it. Right.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
kept me on just sort of doing little chores around the house. Even
Yeah.
though he doesn't really like any food I cook.
Hmm.
Do you think Alfred makes meals for Batman still?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What now?
Well, not now.
Yeah.
Because Batman's dead now. Well, he's not. He's living in France, I think.
Yeah. Well, it depends which universe you're going with.
It'll only ever be Bale for me.
Right.
I can never move on unless I get a part in the Patterson one, and then
In
I'll.
which case he'd be fucking, oh my God, this is a 701 for me. No, genuinely, there has been no Batman until
This is it for me. This is all I care about. Could I say, was there another Batman before you, Rob?
And
Don't call me Rob, please.
no, look, it's a real honour to have you on the podcast. One of the things we haven't talked, you and I haven't talked about is your route into comedy.
Yeah.
What did you grow up watching? Like, what were you inspired by?
So yeah, I suppose stand-up wise would have been Def Jam was one of the first. I think Bernie Mac was the first. Eddie Murphy, but Bernie Mac, I think Billy Connolly, and then stuff a little bit more. I guess things that people like Mike Reed.
Yeah,
I
you've got a Mike Reed vibe about it.
Yeah, that's what that
Yeah.
was.
I think people were slightly shocked when you said Def Jam and Eddie Murphy. But now we've moved on to some more comfortable areas in terms of your influences. No, but
Bernie-
we're the same in that. Def Jam comedy, Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac, unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
And and I think you do, and by the way, I was being facetious there, I do think you have that in common with them in terms of like, you're a great writer, and obviously your career has been testament to that. But on top of that, you have got, I think, funny bones. Do you know what I mean? The way you say stuff is funny. Your mannerisms are funny. And that's also true of the people that we grew up really loving. You know, like
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, just the way he does the voices, and, you know, Bernie Mac, just as soon as he walks on before he said anything, you're laughing, right?
I think like that. Those guys. I think now when I look back, I think they just felt like stand-up was. It just sort of elevated what I think is my favourite art form. Just to watch them come out, and it was like an explosion.
So then you watch that stand up, and then how did you actually, because then.
But then also I was obsessed with things like Blackadder, 40 Towers. Seinfeld was a big thing for me and my dad would watch a lot of comedy. I was like, comedy was sort of our thing to watch together, and And I think because I was dyslexic at school, ADHD. I think but I was always obsessed with, making people laugh, skits. Or before I even knew I was doing things, I was even at work on site or whatever. That would be my defense mechanism. It would be my way to get on with people. Would be to be funny, impressions of people messing about. I was always doing that, even before I was kind of doing it within the industry. That was just always, rather than ever really having to sort of ever be myself, in a sense. It was a very easy thing to play a part and be funny. And
without sounding too old man about it, do you think that when you talk to new people coming through or newer people, the ones that are really good, I think, or the ones that end up doing really interesting work, and I include yourself in this, are the people that have got an obsession with comedy. And I don't mean performing it necessarily. Everybody wants to perform. Everybody that's in comedy wants to perform it, obviously. But watching it, the people that are really good are fucking obsessed with watching stand-up specials, obsessed with watching sitcom, obsessed with watching sketch. I do think that's part of, you have to have watched, in order to be good, you have to have seen what's sort of out there or what's come before you, right?
Yeah, and also I think there's an important thing to be said about what you're reaching for, and what, we talk about it on our podcast a lot, and I talk about
Wolf and Owl.
Yeah, openly. But I'm very hypercritical of anything I've ever done or anything. And I don't say it for effect. I constantly have a question of, is that good enough from stand up to any show I've made? I think I could have probably done that better than I did. I'm always trying to. I heard you talking on Dish, and I think we've talked about it. But when you're talking, I've watched your stand up from watching you in pubs and being blown away from you to see, you go off to do arenas and think the evolution of Romesh Ranganathan is incredible. I genuinely can see it every time you go out, and I've no doubt the next tour will be even, pushing yourself. But to hear you say, I don't think I've done my stand-up tour yet, I feel like that about everything. I feel that about, and I think it's because I love it so much. I think, it's the funnest job to do in the world. It's there's stresses, whatever, but I feel blessed to do it. But also, I want to strive to push myself as hard as I can to go. I think there's more to me as a performer, rather than just sitting there. And that, when I watch people, I'm always more inspired by the people that I see now coming up. I go, wow, that's a really interesting performer. That's someone who's doing something different. That's someone who's pushing the limits of this, rather than just going, oh, okay, I found a bit of a level here, and I think I could just tread water.
You've talked a lot about your wanting to see more stuff from people with your background, or that it plays to people from your background.
Yeah.
Whenever you're making stuff, are you thinking about that? When you write your stand-up, are you and you write your sitcoms and stuff, are you thinking what is going to play with people who are like me, or are you just doing what you think is funny? What's the engine behind all that?
I think King Gary actually is the most left field thing of that. I genuinely think the thing that I always think is, what's the thing furthest away from that you'd expect me to do? I think it's really easy, and in Spud Gun I kind of deal with this a bit, but it's a perception of when I walk into a room or I open my mouth, people have made a decision quite quickly about me before they've even met me, and that's always going to be how stereotypically what they might think my background and what I'm going to talk about is. So that's why Murder and Successful was a far more important show for me to make than King Gary, because it broke perception. It was very different. And I think my thing is always, trying to get people, you might be from a very working class background. King Gary is important for that, because it reached a mainstream audience, but actually doing something where you go, oh, that's different. That's something that you wouldn't be expecting. Actually, there shouldn't be the fact that just because you sound like me and you come from my background, you've got to make sitcoms about working class people. You should be able to go out and do any flight of fancy you want. And I think that's been the moment someone gave me that bit of advice to try to break stereotype and try to do something different, was the moment that really for me that I was like, okay, let's have some fun with this and try and do something.
No, you mentioned Murder and Successful. I've never said this to you, even though we've spoken a lot. In my opinion, it's one of the funniest things that's ever been on British television. Oh, it's.
I feel so awkward when you give me a compliment. Thank you very much.
It's fucking unbelievable. It's so funny. And I think, I don't know if I've said it, because I think being mates, you don't say this stuff to each other. No. And obviously we big each other up and stuff, but I'm talking to you as a fan and somebody interviewing you on this podcast. when Murder is Successful was being made, people didn't know what the fuck it was going to be, because they were just like people go, "Have you heard about this show, Murder is Successful?" And I'm going, like, you know, you'd go, "What is it?" And they go, "I don't really know." It's just like, and then when they describe it, to be honest with you, it sounded like a mess. Do you know what I mean? You sort of go, like, it's sort of improv, and then they're going to get a celeb in, and the celeb won't know what's going on, and like da-da-da, and you just go, that sounds like it could be a car crash. Do you know what I mean? But what actually you were doing, and I want to like properly give you your flowers here, what you were doing was making a show unlike anything that had been ever made before, because you've got improv in it, you're leading it script-wise, the lead character in yourself knows what's going on and is taking this person through it, and then you've got a guest who is just reacting to what's happening. Got all these amazing, you've managed to find a way to take character actors and put them in a framework that makes them really, really funny. And you manage to get people cracking, you know, there's moments of like corpsing and cracking up on TV where you're watching it and you don't feel, sometimes when that happens, you feel like you're watching some people having a good time that you're not invited to. It's a masterpiece. And I'm sure you've seen that and you've read that and whatever. But it is, you know, I've never said this to you before, I'll never say it to you again. And I certainly won't reiterate this if you ask me to repeat it.
Oh, I've got it now. I can watch it whenever I want.
Yeah. It's a remarkable achievement. And I think if you were to do, I would go as far as to say, if you were to do Murder is Successful and that was the only thing you ever did, that's still an incredible career. It's better than almost everyone could achieve. It's that show is pinnacle comedy, man.
Well,
it's unbelievable. Man. And I mean that. And I just apologise for the level of disrespect I've shown you on every one of our podcasts since. But that, you know, there's probably a part of it that's me
I find that more easy to chat to you in that level when you're just absolutely roasting me than giving me props.
So what's the origin story, I guess?
I was sort of I suppose it was the first time, like, I was in that weird space, and I think you probably a lot of acts go to, where I've done a few things and there was a bit of heat on me, and I had a few different meetings with different production companies about having what could be my own project and my own thing. And one of the people I met was a guy called Andy Brereton. And I remember like meeting a lot of really exciting people, but going into a room with Andy and just feeling like I'd found my comedy person. I found someone who got me and sort of got what I was about. I felt like of everyone I met, he was one person who really, and also it felt like, you know, we were going to do something a bit different and do something. And he felt like, you know, he was really from more of an entertainment background in a sense, but like myself, he was a comedy nerd, and like we bonded, we'd chat over like SNL and we'd chat over Key and Peele and stuff that we were watching at that time. And then we together with Avril Sperry, this became the thing. This became the thing we started developing, and it was never really from there to, you know, we did like read throughs, which were fucking shambolic. Every channel, I think, apart from the BBC, turned it down. No one
turned it down.
Yeah, everyone turned it down. Channel 4.
And what did they say? What were the reasons they gave you?
No one could see it. At all. No one could see. And we did read-throughs, which seems an insane thing to do for an improvisational show. We get a celeb guest in and give them a script to read. So you could, and subsequently I've spoken to people who did, and a lot of them, you know, there was something there, but they couldn't quite see it. And then we were lucky. Zy Bennett came in, and Zy got it straight away. And Zy was like,
so he was at the BBC at that time.
So he gave us some money he was like, it's going to be better if you just film something.
And was he excited about it straight away?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but then it was a weird thing, and I don't know if you had this, but I was conscious that number one, I'd been small parts in a lot of other things, and this was probably going to be my one big chance to actually be a lead. This was going to be a thing that I was going to sort of live and die on this. So it just, I've never worked as hard, and probably never will again on something to make sure it's as what you saw. And you've, in a very sweet way, which feels very weird to hear from you.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, it was. So we pitched that. We shot something. James DeFron came on board, and from there you
were already good mates with James.
Yeah. We've grown up together, and it felt like everything came together at the time. And I think I was going through quite a lot in my personal, like, you know, I sort of lost me and Catherine. Lost our flat. We'd been through quite a tough time. We were living back at my mum's. It felt there was so much riding on this thing being a success. And at the time, as you said,
so sorry, can I just stop? So before Murder in Successville got away,
yeah.
Were you struggling then, career-wise?
Yeah. I'd made that transition from, at the time I'd been selling T-shirts at festivals.
Whilst doing bits of TV?
Yeah, bits of TV, stand-up, whatever, and I'd still doing the odd day here and there on site, picking up a bit of work. So this was the first thing. This is the first thing to go, okay, well, and even then, really, it was Murder and Successful was out, and then I was like, okay, now I can crack on. But it was, I'd basically been tucked up. I'd done a few jobs and I hadn't been paid, and I was just struggling at that time financially. So there was so much emphasis on this. And I don't say it lightly. If it hadn't have worked, I wouldn't be here now. I'd have gone back to building.
If you Murder in Successful hadn't got away,
I'd have gone. I would have either. My relationship was at a time where I'd had so many pilots and I'd had so many things that hadn't worked and things that hadn't got. You know how it is. We're very blessed. Like we've had those shows, we've had the things that have gone right, but there's so many people that you and I can name who are brilliant. Who had that same knife edge, and then it didn't go that way. Just didn't go that way. And there's people that I look at who I think are some of the best comedians I've ever worked with, and I think it's just luck. That thing goes your way. And at that time, I was questioning my place in the industry. I was like, I don't think if this isn't the thing, I don't know what will be. So I put everything I had into that. I was like, and kind of made a deal at the time with myself and with Catherine that if this doesn't work, then
so I guess in many ways, if people hate you, Zai Bennett's the person to be annoyed with, isn't that?
Yeah.
And he's still working in the industry. So.
Yeah, he's doing very well for himself.
Please,
Lift off
get in touch with him.
Never ever mentions Murder and Successful. I hold it in a lot more gravitas than he does. Every time I see him, I give him a cuddle and say, thank you for changing my life. He doesn't know what I'm talking to him about. He doesn't remember commissioning it.
He goes, fuck it, how many episodes of League of Their Own have you done?
Why do we get a hamper from Fortnum and Masons every year from the Davis family? But I guess that's the thing. Like, people in that small, it's a small thing. It's a small jet. He's like, I think this might be all right.
He just got behind it.
And
but for you, he doesn't.
It's life changing.
Doesn't realise what a massive thing it is.
Yeah, and it was, and then from there, it was like, I can tell you, like, no one. I knew in the industry everyone thought it was mad because everyone, you went out to so many different names who didn't want to do it. And you go to comedy nights and we've just seen them do this with SNL, whatever they go. And, me and Andy and everyone, people, we go and try to get in. People are like, really good friends of mine. I call and go, we're doing this show with BBC. Do you want to do it? No, you're fucking mad. It sounds insane. So we were lucky that we had.
Yeah. Do you think you called all the people,
You still have an axe to grind. We didn't have comedians on the show like that. Who would you have played?
Huh?
Who would you have played?
I don't fucking know, but I mean, like, at least find something, create something. You created an Asian character in King Gary, didn't you, called Stuart Williams? Why couldn't you have...
That character was so written for you. How could that have been anyone else?
How could it have been?
It was you. It was so written for you.
Yeah, no, it was.
In every angle.
Who's your favourite guest ever on Murder?
There's there's one act we had that was the hardest 2 days. We shot all of them in 2 days, right? So you're completely in it and you're rewriting constantly. So you'd shoot a scene, it would go a certain way, then you'd go back in with James and Andy, sometimes Nico, and you'd be just writing, well, fuck, okay, we've got to change this.
Maybe get Romesh in or something.
I don't know if we're that desperate yet. But Jamie Lang was, and Deborah Meaden were the two, and it feels bad on everyone else. But Jamie was the first one we filmed. Yeah. And like, no one kind of wanted him to do it. And I was obsessed with Made in Chelsea at the time, and I watched, and I thought he'd just, if nothing else, he'll be, because he just seems like a good egg, and he seems like he'll laugh along. And he was, it was just kind of, there's a scene in it where you're just fucking about, and we were doing this, we'd shoot it for so long. And like I say, because I've read so much about how different shows that I'd love have made, I'd sit there with with Jamie, we're just doing this, and I'm like, oh shit, this could actually, and still even then, you're not sure if people are going to get it or not. But Jamie was, I was like, this is.
Is that when you realised that you're onto something?
No, it wasn't until the screening. It was, you know what, James DeFron called me one day, and he was like, everyone at the edits kind of showing each other, like all the runners are showing each other clips from some of the episodes, and then when we had the screening, you've been in that, they're fucking awful, those
Yeah,
screenings.
again, I wasn't. Were you not inviting comedians to the screening?
And you're such a prick. And I was terrified that it would just fall in its ass. And you know, like I said, and I don't mean it like I would have just had to sort of, you know, fucking.
So was a screening? Were people losing their shit at the screening?
They just laughed. People laughed and got it straight away.
Yeah,
there's a lot to get your head round with it, and but it still was. It was a slow burn. It wasn't really. The series 1 did well, and there was a buzz about it, and I think series 2 is when it grew. And,
yeah.
And
obviously you won a BAFTA for that because we know, because every year the BAFTAs are on, you do a post on Instagram.
No, don't.
About thinking back to the...
you sly prick. You fucking dickhead.
You always do that. You always go, oh, this Friday.
This fucking hell, man. Makes me think 8 years ago, man. I was just out there myself. You know?
Yeah. Just 8 years ago, I was getting ready myself, to head on over to the...
Dusted this off today. I've only just put it out in the house.
Yeah.
I kept it in the loft. I was like, yeah. It's a weird thing. Rio Ferdinand turned around to me. It was such a bizarre thing that as I came off stage, he won an award that night. And I was really, really excited. And I was like, and obviously Rio ex West Ham, I was like, fucking hell, man, I can't believe I won that. And he went, so enjoy tonight then. And then you need to put that away and march on to the next one. And I went, what?
Oh, my God.
Do you know how hard these are to win?
Sorry,
and
mate, this isn't the league.
No, but that's how he talked about it. And you know what a football nut I am?
Yeah.
He talked to me like that. He said, Alex Ferguson told him, you win, and then you go through it, you enjoy it over pre-season.
Listen, Tom, you had a good draw. You made it through the early rounds.
And all I could think of for ages was like, Rio was right. And then about a year ago, I thought, I'm probably never going to get another one of these. Realised how fucking hard it was to do.
Just eventually you go, oh, do you know what? I'm fighting relegation most years.
Well, to be fair, sometimes it feels that the club's gone into administration. Let's fucking just put out that old FA Cup. But yeah, so and there's a part of me as well that I find it very, even chatting now, I find it a very strange thing talking about success in a way.
And I would say anybody like watching or listening to this, if you do want to see what that moment looked like, just wait for the BAFTAs to roll around again. Tom will stick that post up.
Or just scroll through the last 8 years.
Let's talk about King Gary.
Yeah.
How did that come? Well, King Gary was like, how long were you working on King Gary?
So I did a show called Action Team, which everyone forgets about, which was my second album, I guess, if you're talking about, which I'm very proud of.
I thought Action Team came before. Okay, so we did Action Team. Let's talk about Action Team then.
So Action Team was like, we were told that they didn't want to do any more Murder and Successful, which is, and if I'm honest with you, there was a part of me that think we did 3 series and it had been amazing, but I kind of was like, it's time to move on to something different. So we tried to do this thing, Action Team, and we did it on ITV2, and I don't think it necessarily was
Can you, because I think you should be proud of Action Team.
Oh, I'm there. It's taken a long time.
Yeah, but because the thing is,
some sort of,
you made something, like, you could have done something. Like, you just come off the back of Murder and Successville, and then you make this fucking action comedy thing with explosions and stunts and shit. Like, it's pretty amazing, right? Do you not think?
It was fucking crazy. It was an insane thing. And like ITV2, who were really, really supportive, were kind of like, what is it? And I remember, I think it was, I had a few, I think I was doing Paddington 2 at about the same time.
Jesus.
And I remember David Heyman saying, why don't you just do it as a film? And I was like, oh no, we're doing it for ITV2. And he was like, and I talked to him about it a bit. He's like, just do it as a film. Yeah. And I was like, no, it's cool, we'll do it for ITV2. And I sort of didn't want to be like, sort of like too thirsty, or I just thought, oh, no, don't worry, I'll just do it. And every day, there's not a day that goes by and thought, oh fuck, that probably would have been a better way of doing it. Me and DeFron doing it with David Heyman as a film. But
well done for walking past that. Smart.
Yeah, no, it was a really fucking clever move. really, really showed my acumen there.
I think we're going to get the crying, guys.
That would be awful. I could talk about losing my house and quite sort of different. Talk about losing the field of David Heyman and actually lose my shit. But he was actually full of advice. But I think that me and James are always trying to push. That show genuinely nearly killed us both in the sense that with the stuff we put ourselves through, we had no money to make it. It was evident when we all turned up in Bulgaria. I mean, it was literally if
you filmed it in Bulgaria.
Yeah,
right?
if you'd filmed the documentary of it, would have been like Apocalypse Now. It was an absolute fucking shit show. We had no money to make it. There was like just everything that could go wrong was going wrong. We were losing locations every day, so we were having to find locations in the morning. Just basically somewhere to go in Bulgaria and shoot this thing. We had various members of the crew with different, we had people who like to drink, let's put it that way, who sort of disappear, and then you go, oh shit, okay, where's this person? Where's this HOD? And it was a fucking insane thing to shoot, and for really like no money.
Yeah.
And then you're sort of halfway through it, I think, why don't we just set this in an office?
Yeah.
We're doing a car chase through Plovdiv in Bulgaria, and we had to close the town off, and and people were like, what is this? And you're like, I don't know what we're doing now. So it was I am proud of it. I sit back, I look at it, and I think stylistically, I learned far more. I learned as a producer and as a writer and anything, I learned a lot on that. I was like, okay, this is where limitation wise, this is where we had, and we've really tried to overreach here. And it, like, genuinely, I came back, I think I had like 4 broken ribs. I tried to do my own stunts. I'd like dislocate my shoulder. I jumped from this bridge and fucking, it was madness. I was holding, at one point, I was on the top of a train going through the Bulgarian countryside. And I said, is this safe? To this Bulgarian guy, stuntman. And he went, we'll find out when the train starts. I was like, what the fuck? Just held on to, there's footage of it. I just held onto the top of a fucking train, whizzing through, with Roy, you know Roy?
Yeah.
The DOP. And Roy is sitting there filming me, and we go flying, and I go, Roy, branch. And there's a branch across this thing. Roy ducks. And if he hadn't have ducked, it would have decapitated him.
What
so
the fuck?
When the train pulls over, I turn around to the fucking stunt guy. I go, bro, fucking, you said that this was like safe and you checked the line. I said, there was a branch that could have taken his head off. He went, we check for bridges, not branches. And I was like, the fuck that. And that was that's where, like, they blew us up, me and Jim Howick, down, like, we were in this underground bunker thing, and they set these explosions. And I'm running down this thing, and this guy's like, basically every time as you're running, the explosions will be just behind you. It'll always be just behind you as you're running along. And I start running, and this explosion just hits me, fucking smashes me into a wall. And the guy behind me on the Steadicam goes, run, Tom! And it's right up behind us. And James DeFron's like, Tom, and everything's just gone. Like, all the fucking cameras have gone, everything. And the guy just went, too much explosion? And we were like, yeah, it's fine. But they couldn't see fucking, it was like madness. But like, yeah, you're like, this is just it, and it felt so. All of this work went in, and you put the shit. And ITV couldn't have been. I've got to say to them, they couldn't have done. They advertise the shit out, and it's a real noticeable thing for, I think, comedy. Is that Murder and Successful had been like this thing that no one really knew what it was, and it came out with no fanfare. It literally just dropped onto. I don't think I could get any press at the time to do it. I was relatively unknown, but then word of mouth grew, and that's what I think comedy has to have, that ownership. I mean, that's the most important thing with comedy, I think. But Action Team came out, and it was, we just won the BAFTA for Murder and Successful. This is the next show.
You won the BAFTA, didn't you?
Yeah. And there was a fanfare for it, and there was a bit of buzz around it, and I think people don't want to be told that this is going to be a hit.
Yeah,
I think
get that.
all of a sudden,
They want to find it for themselves. Yeah. King Gary Series 2.
Yeah.
Both 2 great series. You're unbelievable in that. Defron was my first experience of working with you guys in that sort of context, and it was amazing. I mean, like you and I already, I feel like we had our dynamic. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had a chemistry, didn't we?
Yeah,
we done
like we make light of Judge Romesh.
Yeah, but
I think
that forged our relationship. Didn't it?
I'm going to say now, and I I've never met anyone in my life. For the moment I've ever met you, I just, there was something that I couldn't quite explain. I remember the gig we were at. I remember subsequent gigs. I used to just, as silly as it sounds, I just used to look forward to hanging out with you. From what I saw you do on stage, I thought, fuck, this guy's, and I've said this openly to anyone I spoke to, there's very few people you watch and go, that this person's just going to go all the way. I had no doubt. I just knew. I just thought you were everything that I love in a comedian, but also everything that there was an assurance about you. But you had your voice. It was just like you just knew exactly. You said to me a really interesting thing, and you've given me so much advice when it comes to stand-up. Don't say things on stage or say things that you're not willing to stand by. And it's like you can't. When I used to watch you, I used to this is it. It's there. And I had so much respect for that. I just wanted, if someone had gone to me at that very moment, that's going to be the person you work with for the rest of your comedy career, I'd have gone, yeah, I'd have had no expert. That'd have been happy enough. No, and I mean that. And I remember, the first thing we did together was we did Vic and Bob's thing, and
House of Fools.
And I remember hanging out with you, and it was a weird job.
It was a difficult record,
yeah,
because it was a difficult record because it's a studio sitcom for which the audience loved every one of the characters and laughed uncontrollably at all of them except for two.
Can I say the worst bit of it, right, is that we've been employed to do this weird dance.
Yeah, we were doing a dance-off, right?
There was a bit where, as well, the director, I remember walking into the room to rehearse with Vic and Bob, and it was me, you and Tony Way, and the director went to the dance teacher, take the kids away, practice with the kids. So we went, and we didn't really ever practice the stuff with Vic and Bob. We just rehearsed this weird dance that we were having to do. And then anyway, so
this is my first, by the way, my first and I think and only experience of being in a studio sitcom.
Yes, I'd done the British version of Everyone Loves Raymond before that, and that was it. Anyhow, so we're doing it, and it's like, you're working with comedy royalty, and there's Matt Berry's in it, and whoever else.
Legends, properly good at what they do.
And then we get to the so in the afternoon they're rehearsing it, and we're doing a live studio rehearsal.
Oh, God, I'm getting PTSD from
and
this.
it runs later and later and later, and me and him are just waiting there to do.
We're waiting to do our only fucking full rehearsal of this scene, where we have to dance. It's not even dialogue. We've got to fucking do a dance off.
And Lisa Clark, lovely Lisa Clark, comes in, and she's like, she's so sweet, and she'd been such like an advocate to get me and you in it, as is Vic and Bob. And she came in and she went, we're running really late with the rehearsals, and we're not going to get to you guys for the rehearsal. And we were like, what? And they were like, basically, we're not going to be able to get you. And we were like, well, what do you mean? And like, we had to rehearse. There's a dance that you do with Matt
I think so. I can't remember. Yeah, and then through therapy, I've tried to black it from my memory.
I had to do a dance with Vic Reeves. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, there's no rehearsal bit to it.
So on the show, you are seeing us do it with these guys for the first time.
And also, about to say, the rehearsal, we had this dance teacher who got me, Rom, and Tony Way, and I hope Tony won't mind saying it. I'd say Tony is as gifted a dancer as me and Romesh.
Yeah.
The three of us, he literally spent 20 minutes and went, well, this is fucking shambolic, and gave us all these stupid, this will just do kind of thing. So then we just had quite a lot of time with me, you and Tony hanging out. And
that was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun. And
that's Tony Way is amazing, right?
Tony's incredible.
Love that guy.
But
so what was the dance?
I've never watched it back. Do you know what? I genuinely I find it very hard to watch even the stuff that I think I've been okay in that. I find that really hard to watch. The thought of watching that back, and I don't say it lightly, just makes me now just.
I would say to this day, I'm still not entirely sure it wasn't a prank. That is.
Can I
genuinely? I honestly think Vic and Bob might have gone, these two think
Can I just say,
these two
way,
think they're coming
your
up.
Your character that you play in that.
Okay, this is, I don't know if people have seen this.
It's such a big move.
So we go in for the read-through. Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't even a read-through. I thought it was an audition. I thought we were being auditioned.
Yeah.
But it turns out we'd got the parts.
Yeah.
But they just wanted to...
A chemistry type.
Chemistry thing, yeah. So we go in and Bob's there. I've never talked to Bob about this actually.
No.
And I just did last one off with him. Anyway, so we do the read through of the scripts, at the table read. Tom, you do it like kind of, you've got this kind of comedy character that you picked for it.
Yeah, but also the weird thing was that but I'm the straight man in it.
Yeah, so I read mine and I do it like how I do everything. Not everything, but like sardonic kind of dry thing.
Which would have been funny.
Which would have been fun and would have worked for the character.
Yeah.
So I do it, we do 3 reads, and then Bob goes, oh, just for this last one, do it really camp, right? He goes like, really camp. So I'm like a bit like, I know Tom a little bit, but I don't know Tom enough to feel comfortable about this. You know, I don't know anybody. So for all I know, they've all fucking collaborated and gone, let's see if we can get this prick to do it.
I knew Bob. I never met Bob up until this moment. I would say there's a slight element of me. My character was so boring. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, he's a because Bob went, oh, that's great. You just keep doing that.
Yeah. So
and
Bob,
me and Tony
I went from like being like, look who it is. To this. Well, look who it is. Looks like we're going to be facing off against you in the big dance-off, like that. And then I read it like that, and then Bob goes, yeah, do it like that. And I go, and I nearly went, what the fuck? Why have you cast me in this?
It was like genuinely, like, I remember leaving you and Tony, because me and Tony literally went in with these, I think my character's quite just boring.
Yeah.
Like, and then Tony's, okay, yeah.
Oh, God.
What's insane
By the way, what's insane is that you're telling me you're the straight man in that.
Yeah.
The real trouble is I've got to sit here and debate whether they're my own clothes or
were
not.
you worried that were you worried that your character wasn't wacky enough? How much attention did you want?
Well, I was up against Tony. I can't remember that you were. Why was your character?
Look, I'm going to fucking sell some insurance.
Yeah, but this is the insane thing: is why your character?
That character's going like this. You better watch out.
It's so crazy. Is that still on iPlayer?
Please, God. Oh, thank God.
I've never seen that dance back.
No, never. Nor will I.
No.
That was the first time we'd worked in TV together, wasn't it?
We'd done gigs together.
And then Judge Romesh came about.
I do remember my favourite thing was, and it was what I think the Wolf an Hour. It was when we were coming back and we're on the train, and I sat with you on the train back, and I just remember just pissing about.
I think if you'd have set up some podcast mics on that train, you would have got a pretty serviceable episode of the Wolf an Hour.
Yeah. I mean,
Like you were on the whole way back.
Yeah, but what I loved was just like you were just, and still to this day, and I say this to my wife, you're one of the only people who can do, and you don't even know, like you just make me laugh until, and I literally can't control my head. Like I just watch you do the smallest thing, and even like on stage, it just makes me, and that's what I think, I do almost anything. Just
it's very good of you to sort of make it out like I was the the highlight of that train journey. But let's talk about what the main event of that, which is when I think you and I walked off to find some food, and then we bumped into a member of staff, and you described a man that was sitting back a couple of carriages back and said that he'd been looking at some of the kids.
But that was all just to impress you.
There's a man that got questioned off the back of that. You delivered it. By the way, you didn't do it in a way that sounded like funny. You were like, mate, listen, sorry to talk about this, but we're both a bit worried. There's a bloke back there. I think you might be a perv or some sort of perv.
I used to love phone pranks back in the day, and that used to be a big thing.
Well, could you give me like what?
I remember calling up Downing Street as Tony Adams, the stuff on the building site when you're there all day. And I used to hate manual labour. Used anything to pass the time. So I'd call up different places. I remember Beckham or just phoning up mad places. And Tony Adams as Downing Street, I think was one of.
What was your Tony Adams like?
Just a bit like that. Just like Frank Frodo.
And what was your David? And what was your David Beckham like?
Just a bit like that.
Oh my God.
I can't remember. They were probably better at the time.
Yeah.
I was never an impressionist.
No. Now we've got big news.
Yeah.
This is the main reason you're on this episode.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
as in tomorrow,
Yes.
as in tomorrow, we are back.
Boom.
Wolf and Al is back,
And now
baby.
Zipping into Wolf and
We had a
Owl.
little break because we decided that we were going to get left behind, didn't we?
Yes.
That's the kind of decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
you know,
we've
that was a
stepped
fair.
up. And it's been very exciting. And
Yeah.
I think the show's been elevated with a...
It definitely has been elevated. We're in a studio.
Yeah, but it's the same old.
I mean, there's no, I
It's
might
very
as well.
weird city because
I might as well spoil it now. We're in it's audio visual.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Some sweet videos
Yeah.
to go alongside it.
New visuals.
Yeah,
New sound. Better sound.
yeah. No worries about sound.
We're
anymore.
always face to face.
Yeah, which is nice.
Unless we can't be.
Yeah.
But
And
then
then-
we've got better kit. You know, all
Yeah.
of the stuff, all of the good shit.
We've really pushed
We've
it.
elevated it.
Everything
But
apart
the
from
good
content.
news is we haven't elevated the content.
It's
So if anybody was worried about that the new slick look would be followed up with a new slick kind of stimuli and
Yeah.
new
There'll
things to
still
talk
be,
about. No.
Yeah,
And what's the other thing we can reveal?
2 episodes a week.
2 episodes a week, baby.
Boom.
Pow.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Shoo.
Yes. This is...
This is what I'm like on the Romesh Ranganathan
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
you
it's
don't
a-
see this on Wolf
It's,
and Owl.
I know, yeah.
There's a different.
I feel like the Romesh
I've got to
here.
grab it by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Episodes are coming out on a Tuesday and Friday.
What will those episodes be like?
Oh, they'll be like. Well,
One's the normal.
what do you mean normal?
Chit chat. One's the
Normal
old
chit
wolf-
chat. Yeah, it's chit chat
And then one is the
and email chat.
emails, but also if you've got questions, videos,
Just general,
paintings,
observations.
yeah. If you wanna
voice
give
notes. We'd love a voice note,
yeah.
wouldn't
Or a little video note.
we? Yeah, even a little video note. Yeah, great. Okay, here's Mum's question for you. We've got a question from Mum.
Oh,
I don't know what this is, by the way.
someone said to read I think your brother told me a sweet story about your mum the other day. It really made me really
About
warmed
when
my
you
heart.
two hugged.
No, that's very funny. But
Yeah.
I was doing a charity gig with your brother at the Palladium, and your mum sat down with Claire, your brother's other half, and
This is such a bad story. By the way.
someone turned around to her and said, "Oh, are you here? Who are you here to see?" And she went, "Oh, I'm here to see Tom Davis." I mean, Dinesh were both performing. I was like, poor Din.
Yeah, I mean, that is something he's going to have to deal with over the next few months. Okay, here is Mum's question.
Hi, Tom. This is Shanthi. You see my sons more than I do.
Oh, fucking hell.
You have a podcast with Romesh and Dinesh tours with you. If we were going to perform together, what would we do?
Oh, you know what?
Please let me know. And wish you all the best. Lots of love. Shanthi.
Oh, I love
Do-
your mum.
do
See
you
you soon.
Do you know what I don't like about the mum's tone in that question? It doesn't sound hypothetical. it sounds like she wants you to pitch a thing that you two could do together.
Do you know what? She would be someone I'd love to work with. I think like a road movie,
Yeah.
like a road trip together.
Yeah.
I would love to do that with Shanti.
Mm.
She's genuinely, she's one of the funniest people around.
She's quite funny. but,
Mate, she's hilarious. She puts us all to shame. She's a very, very funny person. So quick.
I think you two would be good as like
Or actually, maybe maybe that would be the
travel
thing.
show together. Be good.
A travel log. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just throw it all in and just do like a big sort of like shiny floor, sort of floor is
Yeah.
lava.
Do you want
type
to name
film.
any? Floor is lava.
Yeah. But we'd host it.
Floor is lava.
Yeah. I know
You
we've
two
got-
would host Floor is lava.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Hot, hot, hot! Hope you've got thick soles on those shoes because the floor is lava, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, it is, Shanti. Today we've got Bill and Claire. They're from Manchester and they're ready to get their lava on.
Okay, let's activate the lava. It's lava time.
Shanti, it's not no lava.
It's lava time. It's lava time. Come on, shake
Remember,
your
the
thing.
floor
It's
is
lava time.
lava.
It's lava time. Yeah, I think it
lava. I'm lava. Yeah, that'd be a fun thing.
Mr. Lava Lava. Hey. Yeah, pretty good. I think it could work.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like both
Yeah.
getting lowered into the
All
studio.
right, ITV, I am assuming that's probably the most likely home for that.
Yeah.
Get
yeah.
in touch,
Or Amazon.
please.
Shout
Yeah, or
out.
Amazon. Yeah, it's not,
Yeah,
it's not a bad
beautiful.
shout. Now we've before we get into our game,
Yeah.
just want to talk to you about a little bit about obviously your work ethic is. I mean, we've talked a lot about it on the wall for now, which is coming back tomorrow. But you know, a lot. It's fair to say that you having a child has changed your perspective on things a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, massively. I think it's. I think me and you come from a very similar background. We come from a very similar world.
Both from Sri Lankan families.
yeah. We don't actually know who my heritage was. We've got
No, we
idea.
think
My
your.
great-granddad.
We actually think because I read a thing somewhere that your real surname is Hadrasinghe.
Tom, I just think I changed it. I'll go with it. It's more exciting than Davis.
Anyway, go on, sorry.
I love the idea of someone listening to this and pulling me up in the street. I had no idea.
yeah.
Mr. Hutchinson, can
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Dom, you want some kotaroti?
Yeah, go on, pal. Yeah, I mean, I think everything. I think that as soon as Grace was born, and I think, you know, I've talked about this with you on our podcast and other podcasts, but the route to having a child was a long one, and I think, you know, I was quite open with you about that at the time, and so I think when Grace was born, I made a lot of different life changes. I made a lot of sort of. I sort of wanted to make sure that I could give her the best possible life, and that means not just financially and that I work hard, but that I'm as around as much, I'm as present as I can be, which still to this day I struggle with. I think that's sometimes, you know, the internal dilemma of, you know, I think when you come from a place where, you know, you've, you know, struggled financially, you know, as a child, you know, you've not had a lot of money, and then when you get to a point where you're you know, like I say, when we lost our flat and me and Catherine struggled for quite a few years, you know, we'd run up debts and whatever, that you get into a situation where you never want to feel that again. And you certainly don't want to feel that when you're, you know, as a father. And I think that's the thing where you're like, yeah, and I realise quite how blessed I am in the opportunities and the life that I have now and the world in which I'm working. So I probably have to at times, and as much as I think, like, it can feel like you say yes to a lot, I say no to a lot, but then everything I look at is, does this feel the right thing for me to do professionally? Does this feel like good? Like, I think I've done jobs in the past where I look at it and go, I don't think I was very good at that. And I'd sooner, like, that's the thing I can never, that's the thing, like, Catherine I'm unbearable to be around if I don't think, like, you know, I've done entertainment shows and stuff when I watch you do things, and you know, having watched you do your play and, you know, watch you do Avoidance and Chicken Run, and then, but that when, you know, I think when you watch you do, like, entertainment stuff, that, you know, The Weakest Link and stuff, you know, you really excel at that as well. And I look at me when I do that, I go, no, I'm not good at that side of things. That's not in my. And it's okay not to be good at something, but it's you kind of then have to make a deal with yourself to go, all right, that's not something I'm going to do anymore, because that feels like, because it's, you know, it's not a nice feeling to be doing a job and thinking, I'm actually fucking the worst person on this thing, and feel like every time you're stepping onto the set or you're stepping onto things, you're just not very good at it, and there's probably 25, 30 other people that could be doing it better than you. I just look at it and think, right, that's a learning curve that I've learned over a few years to go, I'd sooner go and do something that I feel actually now, a short film or something that I feel, and that's something that's in my wheelhouse. That's something I'm better at. But I think work ethic wise, it's just I feel very lucky to do what we do, and you know, I feel like, you know, the podcast that we do, which we make light of and we have a joke about, but it's a genuine, it's probably one of my favourite things that I've ever done. It's just I get to sit, mess around with you and have a laugh. That never really feels like work. Most days I'm writing with James and whatever we're writing, it never, you know, I love fucking taking something that was just at one point a small idea and taking it to be any of the shows that we've talked about here. There's something where you know, with the stuff we're doing now, films and whatever, you're writing something that starts at the smallest embers, and you take that. I don't take that lightly. And with the stand up, it's when I talk to you about doing stand up again and coming back, and I've been very lucky with you and Flo to have, I would never have done stand up again if it hadn't been for you, man. I wouldn't have. That was the thing where I'd sort of got so in my head about it, and really just thought that I'm not good at that. And it wasn't really until I sort of felt that from you and from Flo, where I sort of felt like actually also, it takes people, when people do believe in you and they show you about that, and you've done that on this tour as well. I find that the bit where I'm like, I've never really had that in my whole life. I've never had anyone, as silly as it sounds, is sort of written off at a very young age as being stupid or not academically bright. So to have someone who in your corner who and James has done that for a lot of stuff, to have people who do that, you feel like, actually, when people believe, and I think that's where we fall down, I think, in society a little bit at times. I think it's very easy to look away or not encourage, and to sort of dismiss and bring people down. That's a very easy thing to do. But, with you and Flo and Ollie, the people around me that I have now, I feel like, you put those energies into the right place. And that is, so I pick the things I do, and I think that I want to excel at. And I think, okay, that's something I think I can be a bit better than I was on the last tour. It's not going to be a great leap. It's not going to be amazingly better, but, it will be, I can keep on trying to just get a little bit better at that thing. Got tears there for some reason when I'm talking about stand-up.
I know. That was...
No, but I don't know what it is. It's such a weird thing. No, but it means a lot,
Yeah.
It generally does.
I mean, I think, look, people haven't seen the show. I've seen the show.
Oh, it's a very strange thing there.
Yeah.
What was you talking about? Yeah, anyhow.
I know. I mean, look, I didn't know that it'd be that got you, but we've got the clip now.
Yeah, what a sad fucking state of affairs if someone's nice to you, it makes you cry.
We call it the CEO moment.
Actually, I wanted to ask you there, Tom. Because you were saying about Rom and Flo's support, I just wondered, what does that support look like?
Oh, well, I can tell you this. I can answer this. Okay. If you don't mind, I know that you're a guest. But it was, do you remember three nights at the Horse, wasn't it? Was it 3 nights at the Horse?
Yeah.
And I asked you to open for me. And what followed was hours and hours of, because one of us was about to embark on a nationwide tour of a show he wasn't sure about. The other one was doing 20 minutes for a mate. But you'd think most of the conversation would be a pep talk from one to the other, and it was. Unfortunately, not in the direction that you might be thinking. No, in all seriousness, to be honest with you, it was.
It was a. Do you know what the fucking insane thing is? It never dawned on me how that would have been up until I was actually on my own tour, and the idea of having a warm-up act that you've got to go, all right, mate, no, it's going to be okay. That's like the complete opposite of what I'm there to do.
But
my job is to go on, get the audience, get you to feel relaxed.
Tom was the first, in the history of comedy, Tom was the first require support act.
You okay? How you feeling about the show? No, I've just done 40 minutes. And also I insisted on getting there when you got there. I was there like 2 hours before.
No, but in all seriousness, obviously I take the piss out of you about that, and rightly so. But the truth is, it was during that time at the Horth when that was the first time I'd realised that you had. What's the best way of describing it? You hadn't fallen out of love with stand-up. You'd lost your mojo with stand-up, and you didn't think you wanted to do it. And so I just thought, look, you're one of the funniest people I've ever met, and you got funny bones, and that is really. It would be a really sad thing to waste that. I remember being very surprised. Not surprised because you hadn't done it for a while.
Yeah.
So I get why you're nervous in that regard. I didn't get why you were nervous about your ability to do it, because I just think you're so fun. You're so good at everything to do with comedy. Why would you have a doubt about this? Do you know what I mean? And already I'm looking at somebody who's got the such a skill set, such an array of natural ability, and then you're worried about going out and doing 20, like, you know, and that's when I thought, I don't want Tom to not do stand-up. You know, not that it's up to me, but I just thought, don't do stand-up if you don't want to do stand-up, but don't do stand-up because you don't not do stand-up because you don't think you can do it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why I had that, you know, I started saying to you, you need to get, like, why don't you just give it a go and get back out there? And then, you know, and then obviously you ended up, I think it was after that you signed with Flo, wasn't it?
No, Flo had just been quite supportive when to chat about things, and
I think I'd phoned her a lot going, look, we're going to have to think about, I can't keep having Tom at the Horse. I need some time.
I need dates at the Horse.
I need some time to go over my material.
I can't have Tom as a warm-up act.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get him some more
Get
gigs.
someone else.
Yeah, but it was a very straight. But then I think subsequently, I think Flo was literally the first person though that was like there as well to be kind of, it's as simple as you want to make it.
Yeah.
And
she's got a very matter-of-fact way of looking at things in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has been, like, I'd say, the best. It's the thing I like now. I can't imagine a life without it. I think that, you know, I love it.
You're a brilliant. Look, I don't want to keep bigging you up. It's like, I don't think I wouldn't have a return at one of these where I interview, because it's sickening to have to keep saying stuff like this.
I'd love to interview you and just.
Yeah. But I
know how uncomfortable it makes you as well.
You're a fucking brilliant stand-up.
Oh, thank you.
And you need, like, you know, it would be such a shame for you to not do it. Right, we're going to play Misquoted now. Let's get out of this fucking quagmire of fucking me have to big this prick up. It's Misquoted. Do you know this game? I assume you've watched all the episodes.
Yeah.
So these 5 quotes here.
Yeah.
And you have to tell me if you said it or not.
Oh, God.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's the quote. Some of them might be similar to something you might have said. Okay?
Oh, okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they're not
like,
what I've said, but it's similar.
Yeah. Here's your first one. I wanted for a long time to be a small man.
I don't think is that it?
No, I'm doing a massive pause. Yeah, that's it.
Know. Yeah, but sometimes you like to build up to drama now. You do theatre. Right.
Okay, what I can tell you is you didn't say this.
No, I don't.
But you did say something with one word changed. I wanted for a long time to be a small man.
Yeah.
I wanted for a long time to be a small man.
Yeah. So is that what I said?
Yeah, that's not what you said.
Okay.
One word changed in that is what you said.
Okay, what word changed?
Well, I mean...
Okay, I've got a guess.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue. You said it to Davina McCall on the Begin Again podcast.
Oh, my God. Jesus. Really? Is it? I wanted to be really small.
I wanted for a long time to be a really... You think that's the change? That's the change that we thought would...
Oh, hold up. A word's changed.
Yeah.
So you've changed one word for another. Okay, now I get it now. Yeah.
Okay.
A better.
I wanted for a long time to be a better man.
Yeah, I think that might.
You've changed the right word.
Yeah.
But the replacement word is bin.
Oh, right, okay.
I wanted for a long time to be a bin man.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't as profound and as deep as I thought.
But that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I did want to be a bin man.
You did a day on the dust, didn't you?
I didn't do a day on the dust.
I thought you were going to do a day on the dust.
I didn't. Oh no, I did it later on. But yeah, at the time, my dream, I never got to do that day.
But eventually, did a day on the dust.
Yeah, I did. Okay. I came back to do it. It was very fun.
All right, okay. So you did know you hadn't said that. So that's a point. Not that there's a competition. Here's your next one. It was a bit like Billy Elliot working on a building site during the week, tight-fitting sequin dress and Disney songs at weekends.
Yeah, I have said that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think of the word.
There's no word to change. This is true now. You've said it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Guardian 2020.
Yeah.
So this is when you were doing building site and then you were also doing
a bit of drag.
On the side.
Yeah,
what was that like?
Big Mama.
That was your name, drag name. And did doing drag kind of help you with your comedy sort of?
It was just
chops?
a way of earning money. I'd met someone at a festival and sort of fallen head over heels with them years before.
Yeah.
And then just moved everything I had up to Manchester to be with this person. And,
really?
Yeah. I'd met them at a festival, and I just was like, I thought they were the best person I'd ever met. and it was a sort of a very one-way street. So I ended up renting a room in Manchester and just sort of like cobbling about, looking for, but I was kind of like, I sort of I couldn't just go back with my tail between my legs like 3 days later and go back to my mates and sort of my parents and go, oh yeah, I just, that didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. So I was getting some work up there and I was doing the drag. And I was doing that building site and then I got chatting to this guy and he was like, I was trying to do some stand-up. I was doing open mics at that time. And he said, I might be able to get you some more work, but it's doing some drag. So I lip synced. So I go on stage and I lip sync like Disney songs, and I do little routines in between.
Did it go well?
Yeah. Do you know what? I wanted to bring it back for the tour. I wanted to come out and do that as the
Why
end.
didn't you do it?
I think it's confidence. I think I'd love to do that as the end.
Finale.
Yeah,
That'd be sick. Do it on the next tour show.
I was going to do it. That was the idea originally for Spud Gum, but. Because it's all about perception. But anyhow, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
But it was a very weird time of like, you couldn't let the two worlds collide.
Yeah, I might do it on my tour. Okay. So you're 2 for 2 now. Here's your next one. I was very much the Shrek to his donkey. I was very much the Shrek to his donkey. I was very much the Shrek.
I have said that. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think who I said it about, I think. Would I be saying it about? You?
Is correct.
Yeah.
BBC Radio 2, Scott Mills asked you about my glow up. And you said you're very much becoming the Shrek to my donkey.
Yeah.
Or it might have been Zoe Ball, I can't remember. But look at you. Huh? You look hot as guts, mate.
Hot as guts? Hot as my guts at the moment. Christ. All about hot guts. Fucking hell. This chair's fucking feeling a force.
Yeah, we're going to have to burn these, by the way.
Please turn the cushion over.
Yeah. All right, here's your next one. I left school with no GCSEs and absolutely no fucks given.
No, I never said that.
No, you didn't. You said something similar.
I fucking wish I had the weatherall to say something like that.
You said, I left school with no GCSEs and a very low opinion of myself. So,
yeah, I certainly said that. No fucks given. The idea of fucking... Yeah, let's go with no GCSEs and no fucks given.
oh, imagine saying that seriously. I'd love to. I might do that on like just like
Going with a different energy.
no, not even for the whole podcast, but just give one fucking
It's very weird,
absolute
buddy.
ball breaking answer.
Yeah, that would be a cool thing. Yeah.
Just something like,
I left school with no GCSEs and a really low opinion of myself.
just something like, yeah. I mean, look, it was a hard first couple of years, but when you're a generational talent, you know it's going to work out.
You have said that. I've heard you say that.
I've said, not this year, I haven't. Okay, well done. You said that to the Evening Standing in 2025.
Wow.
Okay, here's
You've
your
really
last.
gone far about fact that these interviews are all in the last sort of 2 years.
Well, 2020 was 6 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. This wasn't my first time at Buckingham Palace. I'd been there years before to do the scaffolding.
Yeah, that's me saying it in my last tour, Underdog.
From the Underdog tour.
Yes.
Great tour, by the way.
On Sky.
Still available on Sky.
Yeah.
Are you you're still involved with the King's Trust?
Yes. Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like a pretty incredible thing to work with them and with so many young people you work with is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to know Tom's work on the King's Trust, he's posting frequently about it on his Instagram account. Right, Tom, listen, it's been an absolute
It's been a
pleasure to have
joy.
you on the
Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you.
Thank
you for, by the way, promising to make me cry and doing that. It was
I
really-
didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah,
That
it's-
wasn't.
Yeah, no, I jest. But it
Love
was,
you, mate.
Love you very much.
You're genuinely one of my favourite people in the entire world.
Likewise, sir. So
Yeah.
thank you for having me on this.
Thanks for being on. Now, Tom, the last thing we always ask is if somebody can give us an exclusive or something they've never said publicly before.
Oh, wow.
Is that something you're willing to do or able? Oh, God, he's leaning forward like he's about to do a Wolf and Owl closer.
I'm trying to think of saying that I'm quite an open book when it comes to these
Yeah,
things.
just anything at all. It could be trivial.
God, it feels like a trivial thing.
I mean, I was about to say, do you wipe standing up or sitting down? But I know that.
Yeah, you know most
We've
things
talked about it
me,
at
yeah.
length. Talked about length as well, haven't we? And
Yeah, we
girth.
have. We talked about length.
Was anyone on Murder and Successful really difficult in a way that you'd be happy to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we had
Yeah.
on Murder and Successful was the fucking worst. It was, he contacted us, wanted to do the show. We had another incredible person who was meant to do it, but someone at the BBC got so excited about the prospect of having him on the show, we had to let down this person, who I'm not going to name because I'll tell you
It's
after.
not fair on them.
But also would have been incredible. Would have been just like so funny. And then turned up and told everyone that they'd never watched the show, but that they'd heard someone say it was really good, and then spent the whole of the time questioning why they were there, questioning what the fuck was going on. Didn't want to get involved at all. Sort of like would stand on their phone during takes, just going like that. So it would be like, I think Colin Holt did a scene, and Colin Holt's, Colin, fucking really talented, brilliant
Amazing,
actor.
yeah.
And I was just this is essentially just a sketch of me and Colin with standing in the background, just looking like we're a pair of fucking losers. It was like, it was a very straight, it was the only time that ever happened on that show where you're like, we got kind of bullied, strong-armed into having someone that we didn't want on the show, like who didn't feel like they were the ethos of what the show was. And a person, there's not a day that goes by. Yeah, I always think about that. But the person who was meant to do it was someone who loved the show, and it was gutting because I had to do that awful thing of making a phone call and saying, "Oh no, we're actually."
But in some ways, you feel like you dodged a bullet with Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
I still think it'd have been brilliant.
Please, can you give it up for the fantastic, legendary, one of my best friends of all time, Tom Davis! Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Romesh Ranganathan Show. I've been told that some of you are watching this, enjoying it, wallowing in it, but you still haven't subscribed. That's mad behaviour. You're going to miss episodes. Very silly. So follow and subscribe to the Romesh Ranganathan Show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. We drop new episodes every Monday and Thursday. On Monday, I'm here with amazing guests talking about their career, what they're up to, having a laugh with them. And then on Thursdays, I'm joined by my mum, widely regarded as the audience's favourite Ranganathan. And we answer your questions, your stories, and your family dilemmas. So I'll see you on Thursday when I'm back here with my mum, Shanthi. Send your questions and stories to podcast@rangabee.com. Voice note or text on 07731 623 355. We genuinely love hearing from you, and there's a good chance you'll hear yourself on the show. See you next time.
Oh, shut up, Romesh.